right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Kol Lo Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rachaha HaKadash. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, where we learn his knowledge, wisdom, and truth. This is Lakama Kama from the Virginia branch of Great Millstone. And real quick, they brothers put this in the chat. It's all on social media news, I should say. And what you have here is, I think he's a Marine, but in the middle of a meeting, he stood up and said he does not want to go to war over the land of the Ishes. Well, I should say the state of the Ishes, because we know it's not their land. But it's bad when E is fed up with E, And what is that? Let's go to it. This is Proverbs 29:2, I believe. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And this guy, as soon as he stood up, and this is how you know the wicked is in rule, because as soon as he stood up and spoke on the state of the issues, people just grabbed him up. And this guy, so-called fighting for, his country. People praise military men. They eat for free. They go places. They get taken care of pretty good while they're in the military, because you see how they do the people that once they retire, they have them they be panhandling for a couple dollars on each exit of the interstates. But this guy was fighting. Well, he wasn't fighting them. He just wasn't feeling getting escorted. So he put his hand in the door, and this guy in the blue suit crouching down trying to scoop him is supposed to be a senator, and he closed the door on his hand, and he injured his hand. And a guy called him out. The reason why I'm not playing it because I don't want to get a flag. And Salagi, if you hear music in the background, it's next door neighbors. So somebody called on like, yo, Senator, you're a senator and you just slammed that man's hand, and he said some type of expletives to him, so that lets you know that these people don't care, man. These people are the wicked. They don't care, and the top tribe of them, they don't care about the lower tribes, the lower level of E. They will do away with them too. They treat them as goyim too, Let's go to Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And now the jig is up. We know who the wicked is. The son of perdition. Let's go to Malachi. I believe it's 1 and 4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. So, we're in the beginning parts of where the Lord is going to start putting his hands on E and put them back in a lower state. It says, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh Hashem Yahushua have indignation forever. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, this guy, you could just see the anger on him. The world, the pendulum is swinging the other way, where now you're going to see E banging on E. Not so much as Jake banging on, Jake always going to be Jake. Jake going to Jake, but, you're going to see more of the pendulum swinging, I should say, You're going to see a lot of violence, a lot of death, a lot of tension in the air real soon, And then you know how Eve's law does. They don't care. They all just want to prove, Esau's law basically has a dick swinging contest. Excuse my language. They want to prove how big and bad they are, whether because they were, not treated correctly by their family when they were kids, might have got picked on in school, So they wanna kick up as much as possible. You know what I mean? This is Habakkuk 2:4. We brought this out at camp last weekend too. But it's just speaking of who we're dealing with. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up." Right. So these people right here are in a place of authority, so they're proud, they're puffed up. Right. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith." And we know the just is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that do believe in the gospel. You know that you are the true children of the Most High. You are trying to correct your ways, correct your errors. It's not going to be overnight, but you try to do better little by little. I don't want rather how we be of the man. We're going to receive that promise that the Lord has given us, because we truly got next. Let's go to 2nd Esdras. And I got to get back to work, so I'm going to close on this, but 2nd Esdras, Salakia, 6 and 9. It says, "For Esau is the end of the world." Well, I'll start. Let me see. 7. Then answered I and said, "What shall be the parting asunder of times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?" Speaking of rulership, it says, "And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Yaquab and Ishashua were born of him, Yaquab's hand held first the hill of Ishashua. For Ishashua is the end of the world, and Yaquab is the beginning of it that followeth." So, hey, man, all we got to do is weather this little storm and we got next. Because you see, remember the old song, "Banging on Wax"? E banging on E now. And then when they get, they pride so in a way, they'll know they'll be being recorded. They'll still act on their wickedness, and then they'll flee. What the scriptures say, the wicked flee when no man pursueth. Because that's how the senator was, man. So, like I said, I just wanted to bring this up real quick. Until the next time, I hope this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rechaha, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. Kwam Yashalo, Morph Lobabal. Shalom.